Hi everyone, it's Randy Pertler back again. Thank God and praise God for today and every day. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button and also the bell icon. That way you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. Today's video is going to be about home inspections. So I just did a home inspection on a single family home, and the inspector was gracious enough to allow me to videotape it. Now, normally a home inspection takes 2 to 3 hours. I'm not putting you through that. This is just some sections of items that were caught and things that you should look for. So a home inspection can cost anywhere between $350 to maybe $500 for a single family home, depending on how many furnaces, air conditioning units there are, and the size of the home. This is a short video, but it's going to take you through some very important things to look for when you're doing a home inspection, or even when you're looking at the house just yourself as an investor or as a homeowner. Enjoy the video, and don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you like it, and also I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much.
When you look at your panel, you've got your copper coming in to your main breaker, which is 100 amp. That's all fine, it's up to code. And then when we look for, this is either for your air conditioner, a 30 amp circuit breaker, so that's good. But when we come all the way down to this 20 amp circuit breaker, you've got 2 wires going into it. You can't have that because it can overload the circuit and it can follow the run all the way down, and it could possibly cause a fire. And then if we look at the other bank, we have the same thing on this 20 amp circuit breaker right here, where we've got the same thing. So there's no reason they can't fix that, because you could pop 2 circuit breakers up here, run those wires. So, but what we do is we recommend a licensed electrician to do it the correct way for you, rather than some guy going, oh yeah, I can fix that, and then it may still be wrong, okay? So this will be written up as a safety hazard, and we want a licensed electrician to come in here and make corrections on that. Okay?
So you said the garage needs to be 60?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All outlets in the garage have to be ground fault circuit interruption protection, and these aren't. These are just standard. So these need to be changed out, and those are only $20 to replace that. And then if we follow this up, this is supposed to be in a box mounted on the wall, a junction box, and you can't have exposed wires. So this is the defect that we'll put on there for you as well.
That's why I wouldn't come over here.
But it's fixable. Here, here's the option here. And so the sensitivity setting on this needs to be adjusted. So it will secure down when it hits down. And it stops right there. So these tracks needs to get looked at by a garage door guy. It's got its own designated circuit. This is a GFCI protected circuit. So the motor was running, so it should fire. We should have. Oh, there we go. We got a hot neutral reverse. So what they did was, when they hooked this up, they wired it backwards. In case this is supposed to be here for a fail-safe, for protection, so it won't trip because it's wired incorrectly. The GFCI like this, but it's wired incorrectly. It's still getting current and power, but it won't trip in case something happens. We shut mine off because the filters, they don't make it easy to get them in and out. This one you have a lot of space, so it might be easier. You have self-tapping screws in each pipe section. So if you look at this section here, it has more than 3 screws. 3 screws were screwed in everywhere on both of them. But this base only has 1, so I'm just going to drive 1 more in for you.
Are those holes there already?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There we go. So now, in case someone bumps it, it's not going to come off. So it's just another extra safety measure. So you know, with your humidifier settings, usually from November 1st through the end of March, you set it right at about 30%, and then you're pumping moist humidified air throughout the home. And remember I was telling you about all that dust?
Right.
Look at that. So that is in your blower motor it's in all your ductwork, and when you fire the furnace up, it keeps on pushing that throughout your house. So they were cutting with a saw in here, and that's all drywall dust. So I would get this serviced, or you can do it yourself and just use your vacuum cleaner with the brush end on it, and just vacuum and brush all that out. You hire a guy to do a clean and service, may cost you to do your air conditioner and your furnace $150. 88,000 BTUs, and it looks to be from 2018 or 17. Okay, so this is going to last you another probably 18 to 20 years. The glow plug will go, and then there's a fine stream of gas. Once it hits like 419 degrees, it's the ignition temperature, and then it'll fire up. And we want it, there's the glow plug now, and we want it to sound like a twin turbo rather than an old V8 that needs tuning. So that's what we're looking for. Drawn nice and clean.
Right, that flame should be blue, right?
Yeah, they're solid blue. You don't want to see any incomplete combustion. Yeah, so it's running nice. Gas starter, wood burner.
Oh,
So you can, you have fire refractory panels on the sides and the rear. So you could go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy gas logs and set them there and use those. You know, those kits are about $200, or you can burn wood. So on this, what I do with all the properties I inspect, especially when your flue looks like that, when I know I see ashes here and wood, to get a type 2 level chimney sweep to come up here
right.
and sweep it all out, so you make sure that your first fire, you're not going to have a creosote buildup and possibly have any damage.
They don't allow this in most of the municipalities I work in. I don't know if Chicago allows this or not.
Yeah, so as home inspectors, this is acceptable.
Okay.
It doesn't say that it's not, but you never want to have two different metals touching each other.
Uh-huh.
So like Steven's going to get a picture of that for us. Like, and all they need to do is just bend it up and put a piece of cardboard between it. This one, so I'm just going to drive one more in for you. What we have here is the flexible foil dryer vent. And what happens in here is, with all these ribs in here, if homeowners don't maintain their lint trap, what happens is that lint gets trapped in every one of those ribs. And it's almost like arteriosclerosis with our arteries in our human body, where over time the sidewall is going to slowly collapse and it's going to be filled with lint. And as firefighters, this is where they have most of their fires, in the dryer vents. So change these out to either solid pipe or flexible metal instead of flexible foil. Water damage, because when you paint these walls with latex paint, you'll see if any water is coming through, because water stain will rip through 10 coats of latex paint. So that's an old patch. It did its job. It's still good. So the main gas coming into your house, you need the meters outside and the diaphragms out there. But when you come into your home here, this is the on-off valve, and I believe this shuts it off. This is going upstairs. It could shut off the gas to the stove and or fireplace.
Okay.
Okay, right now it's in the off position.
Oh.
So if you do go to light your fireplace and that key chuck doesn't work, then you come right here.
Okay. So
Okay.
let me remember. When it's in line with the pipe, it's on.
Right, that's why they call them inline
Yeah.
valves.
Okay.
And so when they're perpendicular, it's shut off.
Okay.
So 2004. So it's newer. This linoleum strip. So when people shower, water can get in here. And then when water can get in here, then it gets inside your wall. So I would pull this off and take 100% silicone caulk and run a bead of silicone caulk there. Whether it's clear or white.
Okay, it's going to need a handrail over there.
In order to retrofit or remodel a room in a basement, you have to have an escape window, and it can be no higher than 44 inches off the ground, and you have to have 5.2 square feet of escape space in the window unit itself. So if you look at these windows here in this bedroom, it wouldn't qualify because there is no safety window, no egress in case of a fire. Broken seal, huh?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a broken spring on this window, so we'll write that up in the report.
Be funded through VA, and I'm not sure if the VA appraiser will ask for that limb right there to be taken down because it is over the house. So that is one little red flag. And even if they don't make us do it, it's something that the homeowner in the future should be aware of that as something that could and should be done eventually. You can see on this, we've got really good, well-maintained property, and anything that needs to be tuck pointed, it looks like they did a lot of tuck pointing. There is a little bit right up there at the top of the chimney. Let's see if I can zoom into that. So you can see there is a little bit of tuck pointing there. I think that's about the only spot on this house where we saw that as an issue.
See the rotten sheeting with the mold, the mildew. This will be in the report noted, mold, deteriorated wood. So they'll come in, someone will address the sheeting and the shingles. Okay. Hi, I'm Mark from Sound Home Inspections. I've been in the trades for 40 years. And I've been a private owner and the operator of Sound Home Inspections for 16 years. We do every home like we're doing it for a family member. Give us a call at 708-710-8214 for a direct quote, or you can get online at www.soundhomeinspectionsinc.com. Thanks, have a great day.